If we take a close look at the Skywalker saga, it's pretty obvious at this point that the Disney Star Wars trilogy is, of course, the least favorite trilogy to many hardcore fans out there, if you're comparing it to the originals and the prequels that were directed by, of course, George Lucas. And, of course, when we look at everything related to Disney on the side, it really seems like that they are now very ambitious in order to really fix things for the future. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Lucasfilm and Disney, alright, we're now in a position where we as a Star Wars community are very skeptical about the future of Star Wars and exactly where things are going. I myself as an individual am very optimistic about what's coming our way. You guys can very well criticize me over that, that's fine. But I really do believe that we are heading toward the light at the end of the tunnel here, to where we are finally going to enter a better image of Star Wars. And that's exactly what Chapek and Iger want right now. You know, they obviously want to actually have their brand grow and not decline. After all, Disney owns both Star Wars and Marvel. They want to have two franchises to succeed, not one or the other. So that's exactly why we have seen a lot of changes being made by Chapek. It's not just that, but Chapek also wants to create an image for himself. He wants to create his own legacy with Star Wars, and of course the entire Star Wars fandom. Now, when we think about it this way, of course, you know, one thing that a lot of fans are very much happy about is the fact that we have Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni at hand here, pretty much in charge of this new universe. Now, with that being said, with Disney and Lucasfilm very much invested with their new Star Wars universe, they are also focused on reuniting the Star Wars fandom around the world. With the recent decision to cancel Star Wars Celebration, Disney is now looking for ways to promote the roadmap of their brand sometime this year. However, it's explained that Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and George Lucas are all working together as a team on the new TV shows and movies, etc. Now, it's noted that currently Bob Chapek has many plans in place in order to develop many retcons for the sequel trilogy films by Disney, and that creator Jon Favreau will actually have a great role in all of this. It's known that Jon Favreau is said to be heavily involved with piecing together the format of developing the new cut of The Last Jedi with George Lucas. So if you guys have been out of the loop, Chapek actually does have a plan to bring in the JJ cut of The Rise of Skywalker, which is going to be roughly 4 hours long in length, sometime in 2023, as well as another cut of The Last Jedi that is going to be in or around 3 hours long in length with new deleted scenes and retcons in the mix. Of course, of all people, Favreau will be heavily involved in the development of this in some way, shape, or form. Now, Favreau will also be in charge of making many retcons that will essentially destroy The Last Jedi and will reset many aspects of the movie as far as canon goes. Now, though many of these retcons will be implemented in books, novels, comics, and more, he will also be in charge of making major retcons happen for the new cut of The Last Jedi that Disney aims to drop on Disney Plus sometime in 2023 for the fans to enjoy around the world. Now, Favreau is said to be fully invested with the Star Wars brand, with over 6 projects already that he is working on this year as we speak in some way, shape, or form. So, Favreau's a really busy man. I mean, there's really no way to say this, you know, no other way to really say this, but he's a very busy man with Star Wars. Now, you could all, you know, disagree with your thoughts on The Lion King or Jungle Book, whatever have you, but I think that Favreau is an excellent creator, especially when it comes to Star Wars so far. You know, The Mandalorian, excellent TV show. Some of you guys out there may very well think it's just, you know, okay, and that's fine. I think it was a really great addition to Star Wars, right up there with Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I think it was a great addition. I think it really opened up a lot of possibilities because, let's face it, Favreau created a brand new timeline, and that is, of course, a post-Return of the Jedi era. You know, when we look at Favreau, that's what he wants. He wants to be a visionary. He wants to be very ambitious with Star Wars. He really wants to open the gates here of different possibilities. Now, further, it's explained that Favreau will essentially rip the film apart and be in charge of putting the new planned deleted scenes in for the new cut of the movie that Disney plans to do in the near future. This plan by Lucasfilm is to make it up to the fans for how they failed with the sequel trilogy, and that Favreau only wants the best for the Star Wars fans around the world. So you can see that Favreau's a passionate fan, and he cares about the fans, and it's one of the main reasons as to why he stepped on board over at Lucasfilm to take control of Star Wars. In fact, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO, has actually been considering making Jon Favreau the new president of Lucasfilm to replace Kathleen Kennedy, since he really does have a great potential here to run Star Wars, because he can handle the business end and he can also handle the creative end of Star Wars at the same exact time. Let's not forget that Favreau is also a producer at hand, with many movies and projects out there that he has worked on himself. So, with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.